This is Season 5, Chapter 7 of The Tree of Life. In this episode, we will be talking about ways that the oxytocin-cortisol equilibrium can be altered artificially. It is clear that uterine contractions cause oxytocin release. We know that an oxytocin-mediated equilibrium, that is, one defined by lateral action, mediated through social networking software, and the Internet, establishes this kind of equilibrium through reciprocation. We can also see that the conjoined consensuality is defined by reciprocation, mediated by oxytocin levels amongst participating system members. We can see this from the following. When one participates in the breathing exercises described in the complete series, what one sees is an initial burst of adrenaline, which coincides with a burst of cortisol. As that cortisol saturates the body, the next step is the shutdown, or hard reset, portion of the exercise. Namely, the body is forced into a state of abject relaxation, and parasympathetic cooling associated with a slower heart rate. The slower heart rate coincides with a higher level of parasympathetic nervous system activation, which promotes decoupling from the Internet and lateral action-mediated equilibrium established through reciprocation of any kind, whether through the Internet or otherwise. All of this is to say that individuals can be kept within an oxytocin-mediated equilibrium by artificially increasing oxytocin levels within the body, without corresponding reciprocation with some other. By artificially increasing oxytocin levels, whilst the other coupled individual finds no reciprocation, the result is a lower oxytocin level, which gradually shifts that equilibrium towards higher cortisol levels. In other words, one's oxytocin-cortisol equilibrium can be mediated by one of two ways. First, by artificially generating a burst of cortisol, followed by rapid cooling associated with parasympathetic activation, through the breathing techniques. This undermines the natural coupling of individuals, which links their homeostatic equilibriums together. Second, by artificially generating a burst of oxytocin, through uterine contractions, Kegels, without corresponding reciprocation to some other. In the first scenario, the result is decoupling of the homeostatic equilibrium from reciprocation mediation. In the second, is gradual transition of oxytocin to cortisol, corresponding to the loss of uncoupled homeostatic equilibrium. That's the end of the podcast for today.